Hello and welcome to Ask a Car Nerd. Here at Jalopnik we have a lot of automotive knowledge and institutional expertise, and as such we get a lot of strange and interesting questions. We got an interesting one through our email line, which hit me personally, so let's get into it. So I once again refer to my tiny phone for an email from a Randy who wrote us asking, where did the three colors from M-series BMW come from? He writes, I thought it had something to do with the Italian racing team Hertig Team Libra from their 1970s 3.0 CSL. Well, Randy, I think you're half right. You see, in the early days of BMW, their cars were privately run and poorly run. You see, actually, BMW M has a sort of strange history, which I got into in a probably overly long article about the origins of BMW M, being not exactly how BMW might want you to think of them. You see, the early BMW racing teams were not factory efforts. They were privateer teams. The top teams actually were, I think, Schnitzer and Alpina, whose colors were red and silver, or an orange and silver, and orange and black, respectively. But those cars are being whooped by the actual official racing team of Ford. So what did BMW do? Well, in 1972, they just secretly poached the guy who was running Ford's racing team at that time, Jochen Nerpasch. So 1972, he gets poached. 1973, there's an official BMW M racing team. And what are its colors? Well, on top of a white car, we have a red, we have a blue, and in between, there's a bluish purpley color. That is the origin of the BMW M colors. But the question is, why are they these three colors? Well, in none of my research that I found going through that article did anyone discuss sort of why these were the colors picked. So I figured I might as well Google around for it, and I did come up with something interesting. The original explanation I found on a BMW blog entry, which said that the blue was for BMW, the red was for Texaco, and the purple was like a blending in between them. Now, this was a very well-written article, but it didn't make a ton of sense because in nowhere did I find any prominently Texaco-sponsored BMW cars. In fact, the prominent BMW sort of sponsor of that time was Castrol. And there's a famous picture of Hans Stuck going like mid-air over a jump at the Nürburgring, and Castrol is branded directly at the front, and one of Castrol's colors is red. Now, on ZHP Mafia, a user named Cricket brought this up. Now, other people had noted that Castrol was a sponsor and the Castrol may have been red. So this guy went so far as to actually email BMW, and BMW, a customer relations person, actually responded back. But their answer was a little bit vague. All they said was the light blue stripe symbolizes BMW AG, the red stripe symbolizes BMW Motorsport, and the dark blue stripe in the middle, indeed originally violet, represent the connection between BMW and Motorsport. This was not exactly the answer that any of us wanted because it didn't totally make sense as to why you would pick red. And so what this person did is they actually emailed the original BMW blog poster to see if they, in the interim, had responded to any of this Castrol versus Texaco controversy. And the answer was, this is a controversial topic, and we still didn't get an official answer. But what you're saying makes sense also. Great. So we still have absolutely no idea why red was picked. It's pretty clear why blue was picked, and purple being sort of a blending in between them. It makes sense to me that's Castrol. BMW doesn't exactly give us a really clear answer, and I think we sort of understand why, because the early history of it is not exactly the glamorous, glorious success story that BMW might have thought it was, but it was actually sort of more of a conniving, sneaky, tricky history that I think is a lot cooler. In any case, I hope you take this information and bore all of your friends with it, but if there's anything else more that you're interested in knowing, stay tuned for more Ask a Car Nerd. If you have a question yourself that you would like to know about, or if you have some documentation to prove the Castrol connection, email us at askanerd@jalopnik.com. And until then, stay tuned for more. All right, ciao. Take care, bye. Auf Wiedersehen.